Hey there, my name is Greg Lamb, the Small Biz Doer. This is Lesson 7 of Accounting 101, Crash Course and Review of the Accounting Equation Cheat Sheet. So, you know the basics of accounting and want the lowdown on the Accounting Equation Cheat Sheet. Well, you've come to the right place. There's a lot of little things built into this cheat sheet to help you along when figuring out how to record entries. Here's your guide to everything that makes this sheet work. You record an entry by choosing an account, entering an ID, and entering an amount. Because every entry needs debits and credits, you have to debit and credit at least 2 accounts. And that's why you use IDs, to keep track of the recordings that make up an entry. If debits don't match credits, you'll see a warning showing you whether you need to add credits or debits in order to balance things out. So we have to add $10,000 in credits. Let's choose our bank account, enter an ID of 9, and enter $10,000 in for the amount. What we did is create a journal entry. A journal entry is what we create by recording entries with the same ID. So everything with the ID of 1 is one journal entry, everything with the ID of 2 is a second journal entry, and so on. Another term you might also have heard of is general ledger. The top part of the spreadsheet acts kind of like a general ledger. A general ledger records each and every entry made by a company. This is not really how a general ledger looks, but for the purpose of the cheat sheet, this kind of acts like a general ledger. Red represents negative values. So if you credit an asset account, like a bank account, it'll be in red, since crediting an asset account decreases its value. In this sheet, net income is automatically calculated as a part of equity. So net income equals revenues minus expenses. If you have positive net income, it'll show up black on the right-hand side of equity. If you have negative net income, it'll show up red on the left-hand side. And if you want to get technical, you can really switch out the word net income with retained earnings, because retained earnings is all the net income a business has ever made. However, for simplicity, we just called it net income in this cheat sheet. All of the 5 major account types normally have a debit or credit balance state. Assets and expenses usually have a debit balance, while liabilities, equity, and revenue accounts usually have a credit balance. If the account is in a normal state, which is positive, it shows up as green. If it's in a non-normal state, negative, it will show up in red. It's okay to have an account in a non-normal state, but it may be a clue that you've done something wrong. For example, a bank account usually has a positive balance in it, which means it has more debits than credits. If you have more credits than debits, this means your bank account has a negative balance. This can happen, like when you have an overdraft on your bank account, but it's not the normal state for assets to have more credits than debits. What you're looking at right now is the balance sheet report and the profit and loss report. If we look at all the accounts in the reports part of the spreadsheet, they actually make up the chart of accounts. So if you ever heard the term chart of accounts used, it's simply the collection of all these accounts that a company uses, which are found in the balance sheet and profit and loss reports. If you want to add accounts, simply type one in the reports part of the spreadsheet, so that you can then use it in the drop-down boxes. So if you go back up, you can see that we can use this new account now. However, you can't create new accounts from here. If you try, it'll let you do it, but it'll give you a warning, and then the balance sheet and profit and loss reports won't add up correctly. So don't do it. If this accounting equation cheat sheet is confusing for you, or if you feel you need some more help with specifics, here are the 6 Accounting 101 lessons that you should know when using the sheet. Assets equals liabilities plus equity, debits equals credits, revenue and expenses, the 5 main types of accounts, accrual accounting, and the profit and loss and balance sheet reports. So I hope you can use this sheet to help you figure out how the basics of accounting works. I think it's a great tool to use when figuring out how exactly to record an entry, whether it be into your accounting software or spreadsheet. What this cheat sheet is not is a place to record all your business entries. You'll still need to use separate software to help you do this. As you can see, this sheet has limited space for entries. Now, if you do want to enter more entries, you're actually able to add more rows, and all the formulas in the spreadsheet will still work. And now that you've been introduced to the accounting equation cheat sheet, please follow along as I tackle common accounting situations. If you go to smallbusinessdoer.com, you can download this accounting equation cheat sheet, as well as do some exercises and quizzes. This is Greg Lamb, the Small Biz Doer, signing out. Catch you on the flip side.